back to episode 3 of the S-Word podcast. I'm Megan.
I'm Hat.
I'm Charlotte.
I'm Beth.
And I'm Lizzie.
Yay, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah. We don't really have a plan this week. We thought it would just be quite authentic to sit and just talk about
Listen to us
Yeah.
shit for an hour.
yeah, maybe what we've been up to recently, how we've been feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. No, I'm joking.
So
No,
this
that's
is the
not a joke.
first time we're recording on a Monday, so if we sound a bit depressed, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
So tired.
So drained.
It's really frosty outside and cold as
I'm
well.
not, when I was driving to uni this morning, it was like 5 degrees at home, and as I got closer to here, the temperature just kept going down. I got here, it was like 0.5 degrees. I was like, what is going on?
It's so frosty and
I was
So
meant
cold.
to go to a lecture at 9 a.m, so I was up at like 7 and it was pitch black outside. And it was
It just makes you want to stay in bed,
Oh,
doesn't it?
That's
It's
why
horrible.
I did stay in bed, yeah.
I couldn't get out of bed this morning either.
No.
And it's never felt less like December ever.
I think it's too sunny to be December. Like, I tried to watch a Christmas film yesterday, and I was like, it's too sunny. Like, I feel like it's summer.
I watched a load of shit Christmas films on Netflix on Friday. What is in my hair?
it out.
I haven't watched it in a while, I won't lie. Yeah, I was watching a load of shit Christmas films on Netflix on Friday. I just stayed in bed all day and I watched a whole Christmas series. I don't know if anyone's seen that new Christmas series.
No, I really want to watch
It's
that.
got
I've
Ashley
seen that.
Tisdale in it.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what was the Christmas series?
Yeah,
It's
what's it
called
called?
Merry Happy Whatever, and it was honestly shocking, but like I couldn't turn it off, and I really fancied one of the blokes in it.
How many episodes is there?
There's 8, but they're all half an hour.
Yeah, that's not
Oh,
bad.
that's not bad. I like-
You
I
can
quite
do
like
And
that.
then I also watched that new film with Vanessa Hudgens in. I was having a bit of a HSM day.
Oh,
The
yeah.
night-
Yeah.
It's like
Christmas film.
Christmas.
Night
Yeah.
something, yeah.
What's everyone's favourite Christmas film?
I love Elf. And The Holiday.
do
Oh,
love
I love
Oh, I
Witch
love The Holiday.
I
yeah.
do.
I love Elf every year.
My favourite's Miracle on 34th
Oh, I
Street.
love
Oh,
that
I've
one.
never seen it.
It's
I've
my
never seen
favourite
it.
Watched that for the
film.
first
It's just a
time with
classic.
you,
Yeah.
What
I
does
don't
everyone
watch
think
it.
of?
No.
What
I've
does
never
everyone
seen
think
it.
of the Polar Express?
I don't like it.
I love
used to
it.
I
like
quite
that
like
as
the
a
song. What do they
kid.
sing in it?
Um,
No,
No.
is that wrong? Where are you, Christmas? That is the
Right.
No, what is the song?
I can't remember.
Oh no, I know it. When
Christmas comes to
It's a
town.
yeah, that's it.
I thought
It's-
you were gonna sing When Christmas Comes Around.
I was,
by
and then I was
Matt
like,
Terry.
That makes me
probably the
think.
inspo.
Polar Express makes me think of being at school when they like wheel the TV
Yeah.
out of the trolley.
It is
Put
kind of
that on.
creepy, and
I
feel
love
like it's quite
it.
creepy at some
I
times.
found it creepy when I watched it when I was younger and then I never watched it again.
I can't really remember the storyline apart from the fucking train.
It's so
Yeah, I
much
think it was just
fun.
weird because he just sort of gets taken in the
Yeah.
train.
I love
Strange
it.
storyline,
I
but
really
yeah.
love it.
I quite like it.
Christmas,
I love-
isn't it?
And the
obviously
Grinch.
Love Actually.
Oh, Love Actually. I want to go
These
see
two
that.
don't like Love Actually and it fucking triggers
What?
I don't
Yeah.
not like it.
It's okay, but it's not. It shouldn't be as hyped about.
No.
Oh, nah.
I want to go
Yeah.
see that.
Sorry, but look at the cast.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
Literally.
Yeah, but it's like they've
But
just
that doesn't
but
mean that-
thrown all of the good
Yeah.
people in together, and it's just
That's
like
the whole point.
uh,
It's
Wait,
all
did anyone
overlapping.
see that? You know the girl who sings "Is It Last Christmas"?
Yeah.
And she went on X Factor, the celebrity
Yeah.
edition.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's she called?
Don't know, I can't remember.
But she went on the Celebrity X Factor. She was like, "You might know me. I'm from Love Actually, and I sing."
Really?
I want to see that Last Christmas. You know, it's out in the cinemas now.
Yeah.
I really want to
Yeah.
go see that.
Yeah.
It's meant to be really good.
I'm Frozen too.
Oh, I'm Frozen.
Oh, I
too.
want to see. Everyone's raving
I
about Frozen 2. I
know.
thought it was
We
going to be
should all go.
shocking.
I have no idea what the
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
when
it.
should we go? Let's go.
Thor's then Frozen 2.
The most festive. No, and then we need to stay in the cinema and see Last Christmas.
Just sneak in.
Right.
Yeah, my dad was telling me to go and watch Last Christmas because I was like, I'm not Christmassy at all, and he was
I'm
like, I
not.
feel like that's your kind of thing, Last Christmas.
Me and my dad had an argument yesterday because he wouldn't let us put the Christmas tree on.
Oh, why? It's the 1st of
Why?
December.
Because me and my mum were actually buzzing because she'd literally made a Christmas dinner and everything, pigs in blankets,
Oh, wow.
stuffing, turkey, the
Oh
lot.
my god.
And my dad went and painted the skirting board in the living room because we're having our living room redecorated, so he won't let us do anything.
I'll be
Hi.
fuming. I put my Christmas tree up at the weekend.
Yeah,
Are
we're
you putting
still
one up in
yet-
your house?
Yeah, we're still yet to.
I'll do it tonight.
Yeah, we'll probably do it tonight. But Hattie bought one from a charity shop last year, right? So
Yeah.
that's a top tip for students if you're
Fiver.
wanting to make your like house festive or something. That's quite a cheap option.
What the hell are we going to do with that when we move out?
I have no idea, Meg.
Take it back to the charity
Yeah,
shop.
take it back to a charity
True.
shop.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a fab idea.
Recycle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd probably
Yeah.
love that. as
Maybe we
well.
should leave something on it, and then if someone else goes to the charity shop, then they can message us that they're using
Yeah.
it.
Like it's
Like a
only
little-
students
like a
that
little
might buy
handle.
it.
Find me on Instagram.
Our Instagram.
Right, I was going to talk about, in terms of uni at the minute, sorry to bring it back and
Oh, God,
make
forgot.
it more intense. The pressures of going to lectures and attendance.
Don't ask me and Lizzie about that.
No, that's what I mean. I think
Disagree with that.
I disagree that attendance is so hot at uni because the lecturers are getting paid the same amount whether I'm turning up or not.
Yeah.
And I find it better for my anxiety if I stay in and do the lectures that way.
I don't feel like it makes a difference if you go, because it goes online. So
Yeah,
why
that's what I mean.
why do you like?
Especially when you're at this point in the semester where I'm writing essays at the moment. I don't need to be listening. I've only got one exam after Christmas that
Yeah.
I need to know the content for. Like, I just need to know the content for my essay kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if I'm researching that on my own, I don't need to listen to the lecture.
It takes the time out of my day, like going to my lecture and coming
Yeah.
back, and then
Yeah.
I have to eat. And I know it sounds stupid, but it like takes up a massive chunk of my day, and then it
Yeah.
takes me ages to settle and do my work.
I'm literally more productive at home, like, because
Yeah,
I
so am
don't know
I.
if I was saying, but because I have to travel in.
Yeah.
By the time I've travelled here and then travelled home, like, I could have done so much more just being
Yeah.
sat at home.
it's so long.
And last week, me and Lizzie were in one of our workshops, and we have to choose our like modules for after Christmas. And they literally said to us, like, you probably aren't going to get your first choice because your attendance is like poor. I was like, well, I'm just not going to come even more then if you're not going to
Yeah.
put me in my first choice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come and do something that I don't want to do. Like, it's stupid.
I remember in second year I didn't get my first
Yeah.
choice module, and my attendance wasn't even that bad. Like,
Really?
it wasn't spot on, but it wasn't that bad.
Mine's
Same
really
as
bad
mine,
this
pretty
year.
much,
Man.
and yeah, mine was fine.
I know. I feel like they just don't understand that we all work differently. Like, I know for some people it's really good to go to lectures because they struggle to like have structure in their day, which I still
Yeah.
do, but people just enjoy getting up and going and having contact hours and like whatever.
Yeah, like this morning. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Had to wake up really early and then go to my lecture, but instead I just sort of like had a cup of tea, had a nice breakfast, like just, you know, had some
Yeah.
time to get ready and then come here.
You were
rather than,
probably
like,
happier
rushing
doing that
around. Yeah, I was,
than
and it was nicer than
going
rushing
to your
around.
lecture.
And I would have been knackered
Yeah.
if I'd have gone.
Yeah,
Just
I think it's
nicer.
quite draining, like, 'cause it's just
Yeah.
someone standing talking to you. I know that's the point of a lecture, but
Yeah.
someone's just standing, just talking at you. And
I
if you're
wouldn't
not a
have taken
listener,
any of it in.
like, because we all learn differently. Like, there's that whole thing, isn't there? Like, kinesthetic learner and different types of learning.
Yeah.
Someone's talking to me is gonna do nothing for me. Like, I have to read it,
Yeah.
I have to write it, like myself, and do it on my own
Yeah.
behalf. Like, if someone gives me the content, then that's good. But
I feel like it can be quite intimidating as well for people if you don't have many friends on your course. Like the thought of walking
Yeah.
into a full lecture theatre to sit by yourself and like however many people can be quite intimidating. So you probably do just want to stay at home.
Yeah.
I find it intimidating still, and obviously
I
I'm a third
do.
year. Like, I don't like walking into lectures by myself because I just feel uncomfortable.
And some lecturers are quite intimidating compared to others. So I've got one that sort of like, you know, picks on people and like says, "Oh, come on, everyone, come on, you need to like," and it's like, no, you don't understand that this makes me not want to come. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
just,
says
yeah.
some of my lecturers, like, say my name, like, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Charlotte.
horrible. Well, that's happened
Come
to
on.
me this year. Yeah, I've got like
I'm
more
like,
lecturers.
Oh.
Yeah, like I've got more lecturers that I know my name, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, I don't want, like.
No, literally.
And like, 'cause I'm in smaller lectures, I'm like, I know they can see me.
Yeah.
I hate that. That reminds me of in first year when we had that.
Yeah.
We had a politics module and like I literally know nothing about politics, and the tutor literally used to go around the room and like pick you, and I never knew the answer. And he'd literally be like, "You're stupid." I'm like, how can you say that?
I hate
And I'm
that.
like,
God.
it's horrible.
Yeah, like, I've just been going, like the last couple of weeks, I've just been going to lectures. I've not even been making notes. I've just
Yeah.
been going just for my attendance, just so it's not that bad.
Which is a waste of time.
Yeah,
attendance
exactly.
literally doesn't mean anything, especially in third year, because we haven't got like, well, no, except from you guys for the modules.
Yeah, because you just end up sitting on your phone, and then you feel worse because it's like you've gone, but you haven't taken anything
Yeah,
in.
that's literally what I've been doing.
I know this is a really boring question, but if you were going to use your time productively instead of going to a lecture, or like say like revision tips, because I think people would find that useful,
Yeah.
what does everybody find works for them?
I still genuinely don't know. Like, that sounds so weird because
Yeah.
I'm still like I'm in my third year of uni, but I don't know what works for me. I mean, I just take notes and read them, and then do questions. That's what I do, but I don't know if that's the best thing for me.
I think it depends on like just what I'm doing as well. Like,
Yeah.
depends on the subject. If one's harder, then I'll do more like writing down. If one's a bit easier, I can just reread and reread. Yeah, I think it just changes.
I feel like your courses are much more intense and material based than ours because we don't really have to revise anything.
Yeah, yours is more like creative,
Yeah.
I guess. I was gonna say work at the time that suits you best, because I'm like an evening person. Like, I'm way more productive in the evening, so I'll have a lie-in I'd rather have a lie-in and then plan what I'm doing in the day and then crack on a bit later, and then that's when I find I'm most productive. So find what suits you best, because nothing's gonna work for everyone.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
But like we said last week, making lists, I guess, of what you need to do.
And prioritising like what you need to do, like depending on if it's due in earlier or if you find it more difficult, then obviously you need to prioritise it.
I personally find, this is going to sound so weird, and I think people are going to find it strange, but this doesn't necessarily apply to uni because we don't have as many exams. I don't really do any exams while I'm here, but especially in A-level. I did A-level history and I found it really hard. It just, I don't know why I picked it. It was just one of them things where it kind of I had to pick the last option and I didn't know what to pick. So I thought, I was good at GCSE, blah, blah, should be fine. But I was horrendous at it, and every week without fail I wouldn't do the homework because I didn't want to do it because it was hard, and I thought I don't want to do it on my own. I'd have the teacher bring me into the office saying you've got to stay behind a year. Like honestly, I used to cry every week because of this history. Like they were just telling me that I was shit at it basically. Had everyone on my back about it. Anyway, I passed in the end. So I was buzzing about that because in all of my mock exams I'd be getting literally fails. I would fail them all. And do you know what? It's my proudest A level. I might have got a D, but I still passed. You know?
I did AS and I found it so hard.
It's
I dropped
difficult,
it.
but I thought. So when I was doing it, obviously all your history stuff, it's a load of mumbo jumbo. It's all big long words. It's difficult to read. So what I did was I read what I needed to read and I rewrote it into words that I would understand. So even if I was writing it down, it said so at this point, Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister, lol. I would just add in little things that I'd maybe say to somebody in a text that made it funny and more interesting to read. Haha, that's so funny, what a weirdo. He had a massive moustache. Do you know what I mean? But just so that when I was reading it was more interesting for me, and I told you it was weird, but it worked.
That does sound good.
Did you do the same, the history A-level I did, where it was just all politics all the way through?
Pretty much.
Oh my god, it was awful.
I did British.
Yeah. Modern history.
Modern history. I did America, do you know how it first started?
Oh, we did the Russian Revolution.
I did Russian Revolution. Oh, that was my last one.
I really enjoyed history, and then I got to A-level and I was like, I hate this.
I literally got a D in year 9 history, and I just never did it since.
If you could go back and do any of your lessons, from year 7 to year 11. What would you want to go?
That's a good question.
I think I'd go back to something like DT because I would hate it so much and we'd all mess around because I didn't care about it.
I used to like art lessons, but in year 7, 8 and 9 because it was just a DOS, no one actually did anything.
I used to love DT.
Or just PE, that was fun.
PE, what?
I used to love PE back in the day. I was athletic as well.
Yeah. But not I'm good at everything. I just used to
I used to cry in the changing rooms before PE because it's freezing outside and then make you go and play netball and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to do
used
that.
to love it. I just used to
loved
messing
it in the
around.
summer when we did rounders. That was all.
That rounders was the best bit.
That was the highlight of my year.
I think I liked it because it was not in a classroom, so I was just it's just different to sitting in a classroom.
I used to like it in science when it was in the summer, and they'd be like, right, everyone, we're going outside and we're going to do an experiment.
We're going to collect some bugs.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Or just science lessons were just a mess, weren't they? People just
when
used
you
to
get the bunsen
mess around.
burners out,
So
yes.
And they used to get little sticks and set them on fire and be like, oh my god, wow.
I remember there was I remember at my school we were doing a dissection once and someone threw a heart across the room.
My god.
And we were really seriously told off. I was like, how could you seriously tell off a kid that's thrown a heart across the room? Oh, I do miss that.
Imagine telling your mum.
I remember we had to dissect a lamb's heart or something. Imagine if you were a vegetarian.
I think we had to do lamb.
Yeah, ours was lamb. And the smell, I always remember it was disgusting.
Did anybody do them experiments where you had the live maggots? No. Did anyone else do that?
No.
I feel like I vaguely
I've done that at uni.
Have you?
Yeah, I can't remember what we were doing, but I remember having live maggots and everyone was like, I'm going to nick one.
Didn't you have a thing at school where you had to actually take your own blood?
Oh, right.
What?
Yeah, this is a fun story.
That's not right.
So this was in sixth form and I was doing biology, which is why I needed to get into my degree. And there was one lesson where we had to use a tool to prick ourselves, collect our own blood and put it on a slide to look under the microscope at the cells. And
is that
I've got this weird thing. So blood on anyone else, fine. Pouring out of blood, cool. Like watching shows and stuff, cool. Like cringe a little bit, but it's fine. But if it's my own blood, like if I have a nosebleed, I faint. Because the thought of like lots of blood coming out of my body freaks me out. Like when I donate blood, it takes me about 2 hours before I come back to life.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I had to prick myself with like this weird pin, and I couldn't do it. I was like, I physically can't like harm myself.
Why would you want to inflict pain on yourself?
I know.
Isn't that what
That's-
like diabetic people have to do? Like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also
But it's
that,
dodgy.
that shouldn't. It's
Self-harm.
not.
Like it's
that,
literally self-harm.
You should be allowed to say no, thank you. I won't do that.
Yeah,
to me.
she was like, "You got to do it," and I was like, "Well, you can do it then." So my teacher pricked me. Like
that's
I
not
had to
right.
look at my eyes.
You shouldn't
And
have
then
been
I had
doing
to
that with
sit
your
on
own
the floor.
blood.
that is actually child
I had to
abuse.
sit on the floor, like in the corner, because I went really dizzy, and like my blood was pouring out my finger.
Yeah, that is not right.
I used to get like that
Madness.
with blood. I remember I stubbed my toe once and my toe was bleeding, and my nan was like, "Put it in a cold water." Like she had like a bucket of cold water, and I threw up all in the bucket
Oh
of
my
water.
God.
It's making me
I've
really
always been
cringe
alright with
thinking
blood.
of-
It's like when Charlotte, when you came out of the bathroom one time and you stepped on glass and you just came up to me and I can't look at it because it's blood. You're gonna have to, and I like
Are you
patched
really
it
that
all
bad
up.
with it?
Yeah, only on myself. Like if you
Yeah.
had a blood pouring out your hand, I'd be like, "Oh, cool." Like,
God, wow.
like, that would obviously help you because I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's fine." Like otherwise, I wouldn't be doing my degree because there's
Yeah,
blood everywhere.
exactly.
Blood everywhere. It's everywhere.
My degree is basically blood.
But if it's me, I don't know what it is. It's only as I've grown up, like since
It's probably
probably
just the
I was
thought of it
18.
more than anything.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
anybody else like I'm not fazed by blood until I see it. So like my foot could really, really hurt. I remember once when I was younger, I cut my foot open, but I didn't know I'd cut it open, and I could feel it hurt. So I looked down at my foot. This must have been because I'd fell over. This must have been about 10-20 minutes after I fell over, and then I looked at my foot bleeding out and I just burst out crying. Like it doesn't bother me until I see it, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
That's a weird one. I actually can't believe that happened and that was allowed. I remember thinking at the time, this isn't normal. Like,
No.
I have
Yeah,
to
that is actually really
It's,
serious.
it's
You
really
teach a
dangerous.
prick.
Like you could have had like there's all sorts of infections and stuff.
You know, like a consent form that you used to have to send
Yeah,
home
no.
to your parents, like.
Did you all have nurses in your school?
What do you mean?
We had like a proper like we had like a sick bay where it had beds in there and you could go sleep and like had proper nurses like an office.
I would have gone in there like.
We
Oh my
so
god!
sick,
I
and then-
used to literally one
Napped.
time. I remember it was in my last year of sixth form. Me and my best friend, we had this like talk, and it was for like your career choices and stuff. And I just didn't want to go, so I went and sat in nurse. And my head of year came in. She was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm just really tired. I haven't been sleeping very well." So they rang my mum, and my mum was like, "Oh no, I think she's fine." Like, and my head of year was like, "Your mum says you have no reason to be a nurse. Why are you not in the talk?" I was like, just did not want to go.
I feel like we had like a nurse would come in like from like a drop in like once a week if you like thought you had chlamydia or something.
Ours was like a room in the office, and the secretary would come in and be like, "You alright? Do you want me to ring your mum?" And then that was it.
Yeah, you used to always just go home if like nothing was
Yeah.
wrong with you. You usually used to get told to put a blue paper towel on you.
Wet
Yeah,
paper
yeah, wet
towel.
paper towel and you'll be
Or
fine.
they'd like give you a paracetamol and like, oh, I want to go home.
Has anyone got like a favourite moment at school or like something funny that happened or something
Oh,
weird?
So many.
I miss school.
I miss school.
I don't.
I don't
I
at
don't
all.
miss school,
I
but I
do.
miss.
I don't think I've got a favourite memory from
I've
school.
got so
Oh,
many.
I do.
What's your
I
least favourite memory?
Oh god.
I have loads of least favourites.
Oh, now I can't think.
Oh,
But
yeah,
when
hell yeah,
once
same.
I get into it, I really think of some funny stuff that happened.
Yeah.
But now, right now, I can't think.
I remember, this is really mean, I remember someone chasing another guy around with a drill, like around our DT room. He was like chasing him with one of the drills in like your
Your school sounds really weird. No
Oh,
offense.
it was dodgy. Yeah. So dodgy.
Everyone's school's dodgy, I
Yeah.
think. I had a table thrown at me once
Oh my god.
because I was in maths and these two lads were arguing, but it's, do you know, like we had rows, so the tables were in rows.
Yeah.
One of them was sat in front of me and the other one was sat behind me, so I was in the middle of this argument, right? And for some reason, the chairs were on top of the tables. I think it's like the end of the day, so we were going home. But I didn't put my chair on the table, so I thought, right, I'm not getting involved. But anyway, the lad in front of me like flicked my table so that it hit. I was squished in between the two tables. But I used to love maths.
Oh, God.
Only because I was so bad at it, so I used to just sit at the back and be like,
Oh
let's,
my
do,
God.
let's do a quiz.
Wait, were you just talking maths?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that made me think. We had I had a maths teacher. I think I had her in year 7. Then she left, and she came back when we were in like year 11. It was when it was more serious. maybe not quite year 11, can't remember, but she was so weird, the weirdest person ever. There was like rumours that she went to Africa when she left, in that period that she left, and she got shot in the foot. You know, there's just weird rumours that go. I was like, no, that didn't happen, man. And then there's two things she did I can remember. One was that this boy sprayed like a deodorant or something, like just as we were all packing up to leave, and she was like, who's done this? Who's sprayed? And we all went like, oh my god. She was like, and she tried to act like he was trying to kill her because she had asthma. She was like, you are trying to kill me, blah, 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 blah. And everyone was like, oh my god, and he got sent out and he wasn't allowed in the room. Another time, she was walking past my chair and she stubbed her toe on she used to wear like sandals and have horrible toes. Oh my god. And she stubbed her toe on my chair and she went, you know, like Lois on Family Guy when she goes... Yeah. It was like that, behind my chair, and everyone was looking at me and I was literally like, are you okay, miss? Like, what the fuck is going on? And then everyone was just laughing and it was just so weird and she didn't really address it. It was just really,
I was
really
thinking
weird.
that sort of could go into something else, because when you said feet, it just made me feel a bit sick.
Oh no!
I have this weird thing with feet,
I
and I just
do.
don't like toes, like anyone's toes.
I think anyone likes toes.
No.
Yeah, but no, people have fetishes.
Yeah,
Like,
people
love-
do.
Or people don't get, like, if I see people with sandals on, it makes me feel sick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Like, no.
hate? I absolutely hate. Do you know when you go to like a water park or something on holiday and you think of all the wet feet and with the verrucas and the
Wet
warts?
foot.
I'm like, I actually can't with that.
It reminds me of school when you used to go swimming lessons
Oh.
with school. You'd all get on the bus.
Ew,
You'd all have
with
your
wet
shower
foot.
caps. You'd all get back on the bus with like wet clothes
And you used to
wet
put your
hair.
tights on and it was like,
I just remember yesterday I was walking behind someone like on the high street, and you know those like just flat, like kind of like school shoes, just like I used to call them dolly shoes. You know, just like flat. There was a woman wearing those, and I could see like her little toe. And it was making me laugh so much because like her little toe was like peeking round.
that is actually mean.
And I was just like, ew, why would you wear those shoes if your little toe peeks out of them?
I hate feet. I actually hate
I
feet.
don't mind feet that much. Like, it wouldn't gross me. Well, it sort of does.
I
a bit.
think I hate.
But I hate the
hate
idea of like
loathe.
walking around barefoot. I can't do it.
Oh,
I
I
have
can't.
to wear sliders.
I hate being confined by socks.
Yeah, you walk
I
around
prefer
barefoot.
bare
I
feet.
love.
do
I can't
it.
sleep in socks.
No,
No,
I
no,
can't
no.
just be in socks for a long period. Like,
I
only
don't
when
like
I'm wearing
socks, but I
trainers.
wear like sliders
that
or
show
something,
here?
slippers.
Yeah,
Just
I
not
saw
barefoot.
PLT have got some nice slippers at the moment. They're like
Oh.
fluffy, like slider slippers. I don't know.
I
don't
love
really know.
slippers.
I love slippers.
I can't have cold feet, and I always get cold feet.
My feet, I'm always wearing socks.
I am. Oh.
Yeah, if I'm not, I'll wear socks and I get really hot, so I have to take them off.
Yeah.
I've got these dead nice slippers from River Island, and they're like a flip flop style, so they've got that bit in between your toes.
Ew.
But I'll still wear
No.
my socks.
Wait, fluffy flip flop.
And with socks.
with socks.
Did you have them in uni last year? I swear I've seen them
God.
before.
No, they were my new look slide fluffy
I
socks.
remember.
my
I
God.
remember.
And honestly, like, because obviously it doesn't go fully on my foot because my sock's in the way. I just can't be
Oh,
honest.
Ew.
What? So my feet's fully covered up, and these are like, ugh.
It's fluffy flip flops.
Yeah, for slippers. They're not even
Flip-flop,
warm.
it's a slipper.
Why would you have flip flop slippers? They don't keep your feet warm.
I just don't like wearing
I quite like the
barefoot.
idea of them, I'm not going to
Ew.
lie.
Is
No.
that the idea of that fluffy bit in between your feet?
Yeah, no,
It's
literally.
not fluffy.
Toe jam.
Oh,
like a
don't. That's
string.
making
You
me
need to
feel
take-
sick.
send us a photo.
Yeah, put it on the
I'll
Instagram.
put a video on Instagram.
Ew.
Yeah, send me the link.
That is actually disgusting.
Has anyone got any other weird, like, not phobias, but like things that really like, and it's not even that bad to other people?
People touching my kneecaps.
Wait, what?
I really low key want to touch your kneecap now to see what you do.
I've just got a really strange idea that the thought of your kneecap not being where it should be.
Yeah.
So like, do you know if it like moved upwards and like was on your thigh? That really freaks me out.
I remember being told
so-
like a horror story about a girl that did you used to jump on the trampoline and you like jump down onto your knees.
Yes.
I remember being told a story that a girl did that and like her kneecaps moved
Oh
up
my god.
because they're
I
not
feel like
attached
that's
to
a thing.
anything.
Now I've got a weird thing
I
about
feel like
kneecaps.
that's fake. like you know
Yeah.
how
Making me feel
teachers used to be
weird.
like, if you swing on your chair,
Yeah.
someone
You'll
smash their
crack
head
your
open and
Yeah, you'll die.
I used to
Yeah.
always sit there and like wobble my kneecaps, because I'm a fucking weirdo.
Oh
my God.
I don't like
wobble.
bones clicking.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love
I
it.
love that.
Maybe
Oh,
do an
I don't do it in
ASMR.
the
Oh,
microwave. yeah. Yeah. I just have it just makes me like, oh, shudder.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I
Always.
hate people that do that.
I
It's like, oh,
I
I click
love
my finger, and my
that.
dad will go, "Oh, stop it!"
Yeah,
I'll be
but
like,
I don't do that.
"Christ,
I'm
it's
just
not
like,
that deep.
oh.
My
is it?"
boyfriend's mum always tells me.
It's
off
just
for
a little
clicking my
finger click.
Licking your fingers.
Clicking
Oh,
my fingers.
sat at the dinner table licking your
I
fingers.
only really click my fingers on my neck. That's
And your
it.
toes.
Oh yeah, but I don't feel like I have to click my toes.
No, they just always click.
Yeah.
Do you know what my biggest fear is? This isn't even weird. This is totally not what snakes. You know, even on I'm a Celebrity, when they,
Oh, I
I
I've
can't
got
watch
phobia.
them. I literally can't watch
Yeah.
it because it makes me feel sick. Like
Yeah, I
snakes.
don't really have
Oh,
a phobia of like an animal. I don't
oh,
think.
snake.
No, but if like snakes would be the worst on my
Yeah,
list.
I really want to get over my fear. Like I'm actually determined.
Oh, but
Like,
how?
maybe
like,
next year.
go touch one.
Yeah, like hold one just to get over it because I've had it for years.
I
I cry,
no,
I
I
feel a bit
have.
sick and
Once
shaky.
I remember I went to a water park on holiday and all my friends went and like held this snake, and then after they came and like ran with the like they touched it and like put their hands on me, and I was like no, I literally started crying and
Oh
it was
God,
horrible.
Yeah.
So weird how these things come about. Like we all have different fears. I always think about that.
Yeah.
I don't like the ocean.
No, I don't.
No.
Like I
Do you
don't want to go. I used to like always go in the sea when I was younger, but I don't think I could do that now.
I once saw a
No.
stingray on holiday and I literally scarred me for
Yeah.
life. I will never go in the sea
I
again.
can remember like going because my granddad lives in Spain. I used to go to Spain a lot, and he in the sea like we'd like see jellyfish, and they were
Oh,
like
yeah.
jellyfish like on the beach,
Mm.
and I'd still get in the sea. But like
Yeah,
I can't, I would not do that now.
I once got stranded out at sea because I was surrounded by jellyfish and I had to get rescued by the lifeguards. It was so embarrassing. I remember I was like, I must have been about 8 years old,
Oh
and
my
I was in
God,
the
that's
sea and I swam out to
terrifying.
this like little like plantoon thing with my friend that I met on holiday, and then I literally looked in the sea and I was like,
Oh my God.
there must have been about 100 jellyfish
Oh.
screaming. My
Oh my
mum and dad are on the
God.
beach like fast asleep, and I'm there like, oh my God, there's jellyfish, and then the lifeguards had to come get us on these jet skis. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing, but I'll never. Just jellyfish. Are you meant to like pee on your jellyfish?
I've
thing?
got,
Well,
I got,
Charlotte.
I got stung a couple months ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've got it on my arm. It scars for life apparently. It's all the way around my arm.
Yeah, especially because you kept picking
Oh
it.
my God, is
Yeah.
that what that is?
Yeah.
Where did that happen?
So I was in Bali with my boyfriend in September, and we literally had just was like, oh, really excited about snorkeling. We wanted to go see some turtles because it was like a turtle bay sort of thing. Like everyone's like, oh, there's so many turtles here. So we swam out, and it was really weird because we had these like full blown like snorkel masks on that were like really suffocating.
Oh, I'd hate that.
And it was freaking me out, and I'm not usually scared of the sea. Like I'm quite happy to go in the sea. I used to be a bit more scared, but because I've like forced myself to go in, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But I was in the sea like, and I just felt like I was suffocating every time I put my head underwater because it was like suctioning like the whole thing.
Was it just like a snorkel, or was it like, you know,
It
when
was
you go
like
diving?
a face mask. It wasn't.
Did it have one of them things?
No, it didn't have one of those. It was like, it was so weird.
I can
It was
kind of
just a
imagine it,
weird
but I don't know
thing.
where I've
I
seen
can
it.
imagine it.
It's in my vlog if anyone wants to go watch it. Charlotte Emily vlogs. But I literally was like, oh, we're really excited. Like on my vlog, and the next clip is me in the shower, like trying to get rid of this sting because you're supposed to put hot water on it so the venom doesn't like spread around your blood.
This is actually terrifying. Me.
And yeah, so we were just in the sea, and then my boyfriend had a weird thing with his mask, and he was like trying to help me, and we were like, right, we're both sorted now. We've like sorted it. Let's go under. I was just seeing a couple of fish, and I was like, oh, this is lovely. And then suddenly, like my whole arm felt like it was paralyzed. Like it just like there was like electricity. It was like electricity had gone through my arm, and I couldn't like feel my right arm, but it was like moving, like obviously because my body was going into like panic mode, I guess, fight or flight sort of thing. And it was moving. I was like, I can't feel my arm. My boyfriend was like, you're moving it though. Like, I was like, oh my God, I think he thought I was joking at first because I usually do that sort of thing.
But
we
this
used to,
time
like,
it was
joke about
actually
stuff.
serious.
And I hadn't seen any jellyfish or anything, and we just had to like swim to shore. This French couple were trying to like pour water on it to help us. Then these guys from this cafe were like putting
What did it
vinegar
look
on.
like straight away?
No hospital on the island because you're on an island for like 7 days. So I was like, I can't go to anyone. So we were like looking at stuff on Google to try and help me. But luckily it wasn't that bad. Like the jellyfish weren't poisonous or anything in the area.
What did it look like on your arm? Like when it first happened?
I don't know because I didn't see it. It was
Oh,
all
did you
underwater.
not?
It was all underwater, and then suddenly, bang!
I can't believe
Oh my
So
God.
painful.
It
Yeah,
just
I bet.
reminded me of my cousin. I've got family that live in Australia, and my cousin does like pearl diving. So like he goes and dives and literally gets pearls. Like,
Wow.
and I remember him telling me about a jellyfish that's like the size of your thumbnail. that can get like under your wetsuit and sting you, and that like paralyzes you,
Oh
and
my
like you'll be
God.
fitting. And
This is like David
things
Attenborough
that-
talk. I feel
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yet he still will like get in the like he just loves, that's his job, and I'm literally like I would not. I,
I
could
would
do
not.
that.
I would never.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
The sea really genuinely terrifies me. Like there's
Yeah.
so much shit in
The
there.
more
that
you
you
think about it, it's actually really scary.
Now I think I'm gonna have a fear of going back in. Well, like subconsciously,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go in and be like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm
what's under
happy just
here?
going in the pool.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Quick dip.
I think I
down.
wouldn't mind it as much if it's like really clear waters,
Don't mind a paddle.
but obviously still you
Every
can't
now
really
and
I've
see
only been in the
jellyfish.
sea like in a wetsuit, and I feel like that was okay because I felt like nothing could touch me because I was in like
Yeah.
shoes,
Yeah.
wetsuit.
I used to just go
Yeah.
in like and get like my dad used to always take us in the sea and we'd get like the waves would be like crashing against us and be like, yeah, this is
Yeah, I used when I was little, I used to be like that. Now I'm like,
I feel like
Yeah.
you're just fearless when you're a kid. Like, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, right, I know it's not the same, but we went to Skeggy. And I was fully, it was like, I think it was October. I'm fully there in like a swimming like costume in the middle of the sea. Like, there's
Yeah.
no worries.
yeah,
No,
I
would-
would literally
why,
never.
Why?
yeah. I used to,
Where
yeah,
does
I
it
used to
come
be like
from?
really out quite deep, like.
Yeah.
I
just,
think it's
like,
because when you're
fuck it.
older, you obviously like
Know
you
more.
know
You
more
know.
things and like you can watch more things.
So when you're young, your parents just so you know what?
You just-
fuck off in there.
If it happens, it happens.
You get eaten.
Oops,
But
my
I was
bad.
a terrified child. I would never have done that. My mum was like, "Oh, just come on, like get in." Like I would never have done it.
So weird.
It is.
Yeah, I can't think of any phobias that I have that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Phobias.
No,
I feel like I'm-
I
I-
feel like I have some, but I don't.
Yeah, I was really claustrophobic, and I feel like I'm sort of slowly getting over it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I'm scared
I
of-
could never
oh, yeah,
go in
well-
it. Like before uni, I hadn't gone on a lift for years. I could
Oh my
never get
God.
in one, and it was only like last year when I was just like, oh, I just can't be asked to go upstairs.
Fair.
And then I sort of was like, oh, that's quite good though.
Yeah,
I
if you
guess.
don't get a degree, at least you've like conquered the fear, you know.
Literally, yeah.
Couldn't be asked to walk upstairs.
So I just face my fears. That's actually good
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that I've been just actually petrified of.
I'm scared of clowns. Clowns absolutely
Really?
terrify me.
I mean, yeah, that's another story.
Why?
We got followed home by a clown last
Oh my
year.
god, I completely.
Did you put it on
forgot
Lincoln
about
Girl
that.
Gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got chased by a clown once.
Really?
I went out in, well, I live in Mansfield, so I was out in Mansfield with my mates, all ready to hit the town. And we were walking up to town because we parked a bit further away because my friend wasn't drinking, so she drove. So she parked in like a free car park thing, and we were walking up to town, and there's like a, you know how, I don't know how to explain it without sounding weird, but there's a corner. Anyway, so we just walked past this corner, and all of a sudden we hear this bloke scream,
Oh.
but it was a clown, and he fully chased us
Yeah.
all the way into town. And I was like, I'm ringing the police, but he didn't say a word. Like, it was just fully chasing us.
Was it like
Oh my
around
God.
Halloween?
No, I don't think so,
Oh,
but it was
what the fuck?
horrendous.
What happened with you?
Yeah, we
in
should
the-
tell our story.
You go.
Oh me.
When was this?
Well, it was what?
November last year.
Yeah, November. So we just we just moved into our house, and we went to like a pub quiz. So it wasn't even late night, weren't even drinking, just a pub quiz. And then we
It's
walked
probably like
back.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, probably about 9 o'clock. We walked back, and it wasn't too far. It was like, how long did you say? 15-minute walk,
Yeah,
something like
more
that.
than that.
And then we started getting closer to our road. We started hearing like screaming, like men shouting, sort of thing, or what we thought was like just like a group of men like pissing
Yeah.
around. And we thought, oh, it's just
We were
people.
just talking. We were in
Yeah,
our own little
yeah.
world, to be honest.
We were just, weren't even. We all could hear it, but it's just one of those things we think someone's messing around.
Especially in Lincoln.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in
High Street,
Lincoln.
there's always stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think.
And then we got on our road, which is pitch black.
It's
Yeah.
pitch black.
Yeah, like so the street lamps turn off.
My
but
boyfriend
even,
came last weekend, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he was like, Jesus
There's not a
Christ, no
single
wonder you
street
girls are
lamp.
Yeah.
fine.
But like past a certain point, they just turn off. So it's pitch black, and we start hearing like a bell, like do you know, like
oh
bells,
no!
and it
no
sounds like do you know,
way.
like a bicycle bell. But then it was just one man shouting as opposed to like men. So we're like, right, okay, it's just a man shouting at us. It's fine. Just carry on walking.
I didn't even think it was to us though.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it was like in the
no. I was
distance, and I
just
could just
like-
hear
I
bells.
should
And we
tell,
started
like-
like walking really quick, like
Yeah.
a bit quicker, because we were like, oh, this is a bit weird. Like,
And I
let's
should
just
tell
get
my
back.
version first because I didn't.
Oh,
actually,
yeah, you go.
So then I had the keys because I was like ready with the key, ready to fit in the door. Got to the door, was just fumbling, as I said, pitch black, fumbling for the keys, whatever. And then these two, Meg and Charlotte, ran into me and were like, open the
We were, like,
open the
pushing
fucking
her,
door, open
'cause
the door, like pushing me. And I was like, all right, I'm trying. Get in, open the door. I'm like, what? Jesus. And then
I'm like
Meg's
this.
crying.
No.
Charlotte's like,
Hello?
hello, police. I'm like, right, what just happened? Like, I have no idea. And then
Oh
it turns
my
out,
God.
I mean, what did you see? Like,
No, do you want to go?
Okay. I'll have a go.
I'll have a go.
Your turn.
Well, I can remember just hearing like the jingly bells, but I didn't even think, oh, there's gonna be a clown behind us.
No.
Obviously, I just
Jingly
remember
bells,
thinking, oh,
jingly bells.
like it might have been like a Christmas decoration or something. I don't think anything of it. I just started
Yeah.
walking faster because it was dark and a bit creepy down our road. And then when Hat was unlocking the door, I just looked like round my shoulder, and there was a fucking huge man
Like
in a
6'3".
full clown outfit standing like
By our bins.
about a meter or a couple of meters away from us.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, my instant thought was, he's got a knife.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
he's got a
He
knife.
was like standing like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was horrible.
Charlotte is now
I was
standing
literally like, I was
in a
literally
scary
like,
pose.
I just instantly thought he's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
And then I was just
Oh
like,
my
Hat, can you open the door? Open the door. Open the door. Open the
Yeah.
door. And then I just
Yeah, and I was like,
crying
"You're
out of
right."
panic.
I would have literally cried.
Yeah, I
And
just
then
started
so when
crying.
Charlotte was on the phone to the police, and I was like, okay,
It's
what
fine.
happened? And I ran upstairs to my room, which faces the street, and I looked out of the curtains, and he was like staring up at me, like, and he was shouting at the
Screaming
house.
her.
This is like something off a
I was
film.
like,
Yeah.
I can't look. I was like, I can't look. No,
Yeah.
there's a way.
And I rang my
It's
mum.
gonna
I was
break
like,
out.
"Mum, we've just had to ring the police, and there's a clown outside." Because I panicked and just rang my mum, and she was like, "Right, okay, I don't know what you
remember
want me
crying
to
to
do."
my mum as well.
Yeah.
Because we'd only been living in the house for like 2 months.
Yeah, and then we all slept in my room and locked the door.
For a couple of nights.
Yeah.
I actually don't blame them. I would have
It was
been.
horrible. And it's just scary.
God.
Like, I just kept thinking, now he knows there's 3 girls. that
Yeah,
live
he's
there on
seen
their
3
own.
girls screaming, running in a house. Like,
Have you seen him since?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, actually, that kind of leads on to something we've talked about before. I can't remember if us lot all together have, but about how we, like, girls fear a lot more than men, like, walking around places.
Oh,
like, men
yeah.
don't feel the same fear we do, walking around late at night, like, on
Yeah.
our own, just in general in the streets,
Mhm.
and, you know, like...
like when I told my brothers about the clown story, because they came to visit like not long after that, I was like, so he was standing here. This one of my brothers was like, oh, I just turned around and punched him or something. I was like, yeah, that's because it's you. Like, we were terrified for our life. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they just don't get it.
Yeah, that is, it is true about girls walking.
Especially in Lincoln.
I feel like
Lincoln's not very
Lincoln-
safe at all.
At home, I would
No.
never be worried about it. But I don't know if that's obviously because I know the area. But here, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially for student housing as well. Like, none of it's near the uni, is it? So it's we have a
Yeah.
trek into town.
And I think like because people know the student house areas, so like they
Yeah.
know where there's vulnerable girls, like that are like.
ours was always alright last year because we lived near a school, like a primary school. So
Yeah.
all we'd really hear is kids on a morning or like,
Or like if the football
oh yeah, we
if the
would.
football was on.
Oh, you were sitting
Oh,
there, right? Where we
yeah.
are.
Yeah. Oh, it's so annoying
Yeah.
when you just hear all the screams. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep here.
Yeah,
Oh,
ours
come
isn't
on.
too bad because we're like quite far off the high street. Like,
Yeah.
we're quite
Yeah,
far down
we're-
our road.
But it's scary walking in the
Mm.
dark. Like I remember I used to go to the library and leave at like 11:30, 12, and I used to bring my boyfriend like, on the way home.
Yeah, I
like I'm
couldn't
so
do that.
scared. Like
I'd be too scared to do that.
it's scary.
Mhm.
Very scary.
Yeah, there's just loads of weird. But like yesterday, I was walking. Where was I going? To the gym, and I had my headphones on, and I just listened to music, and then someone like fucking came up to me and said something weird in my face.
Yeah, they just
and I
shout
was
at
just like,
you.
what the hell?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like in Lincoln, you literally just never know what's around the corner.
No, you
like
really
not to
don't.
scare anyone, but it's a weird city.
It
like,
is. I saw a man pick up a bird once and hold it above his head, and it freaked me out. A pigeon.
I mean, that's weird. I was just gonna say somebody literally tapped me on the shoulder the other day and was like, "Have you got 90p?" I was
Yeah.
like,
No
"No." Why do you
way.
need 90p specifically? But no, I
Yeah,
haven't.
someone said that to me the other day. Like, have you got the spare 30p? And I had headphones on, and I'm literally like, I was like, I can't hear you. I was like,
Yeah.
Go away. Are you going to the Christmas market this weekend?
My
Yes.
mum's coming up.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we
good.
should do.
Yeah.
Probably Friday evening. I've just found a tweet that I screenshotted because I thought it would be funny to mention on the podcast. I've seen it before, but I just thought, you know, might make someone laugh, you know, make their day. I'm at that point in the semester where it's like the final lap
Oh.
on Mario Kart and the music's sped up and everything is happening so much. I think I'm about to have a heart attack.
That's so true.
Yeah.
The music is so fast right now.
Yeah,
Get
but
me
I
off.
always win. So.
Do you know, I literally said to Lizzie, say like, we have 2 more assignments due before Christmas, and I'm literally acting like I've finished. Like one of them's due in next week, and I'm yet to start it.
Is it a big one?
No.
We've done it together, kind
We've
of.
kind of done it, but it's
have
just
not,
the whole
we
like
haven't.
organising it.
We haven't
just
done
need to
it.
organise it.
Do you have essays to write? Like, do you write essays?
We have done last year and the year before, but this year,
Is it more like
Well,
projects?
I've got a dissertation to write.
which I'm yet
so-
to start.
Apart from that.
Like we are, like
We've
most
got
of ours
some
is.
different modules though starting next term. So
We'll have to write
maybe
essays for that.
I
But,
don't know.
We need to think of a title for this podcast.
Mario Kart, no, I'm joking.
Oh my god, I was
We're
playing
about
Mario
to
Kart the other day and we just kept winning against all the computers.
Yeah, we were getting angry at them because
Yeah.
they were letting us off too
They're like
easy.
really shit.
Yeah, we've fallen back into the trap of playing the Wii.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
the Wii.
It's coin battle.
I
Coin
just
battle
wish,
on
Oh
Mario
my
Kart.
god, Mario Kart,
I just wish there was new games on the old
I was
Wii.
gonna say, what's everybody's favourite Wii game?
Mario Kart.
Mario, anything
Yeah, just
Mario.
Super Mario
Mario.
Bros.
Did anyone
Super,
used
Super
to-
Mario Galaxy. Mario
Oh my
Kart.
god.
Did anyone used to go on Wii Fit and you were like 6 years old and it used to tell you were overweight
Yeah.
and you were like,
And I'd
oh.
cry.
It'd be like, your age is 34.
so
And I was
Trauma-
like,
that was traumatic.
12.
That's so toxic.
Such a toxic.
It is literally. I remember I used to cry and going to my mum. She's like, "What's on? We just told me I'm
obese.
fat."
Did it actually used to say obese?
Yeah, it used to say obese.
I remember once I was at my friend's house and I didn't have a Wii Fit yet, so I always used to play on hers. And I went on it and it was like, ideal, like, and I was like buzzing because I always thought I was fat in school. and then
Ideal.
and then a mum made us a curry and I got back on it and it said
We've got one and we haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it's honestly
Because
the
it
most
just tell us
toxic
we're
thing.
fat.
Yeah.
We'll cry.
Like, what gives that? What makes the Wii Fit qualified to
Yeah,
tell you
literally.
about weight?
Right.
And I was like,
It
can I
works
just
that
say, the
out.
Wii Fit board, if you have carpet in your living room, that's not a
That's-
that's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
an accurate scale.
No, it's actually not. Literally, it's not.
I was watching something the other day and someone put scales on carpet and I was like, you're an idiot because that's not going to work. I can't remember what I was watching. Probably a vlog or something. Oh, who's excited for Vlogmas?
Oh, me.
It's Vlogmas season.
Don't want to play like Christmas music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Are you
mental.
going to do a Christmas intro, Charlotte?
I don't know if I can be bothered. Like, I don't really have the time this year.
No.
to
Have
do
you
it.
have you done one before?
Yeah, most years I usually do. Just because then it makes people think, oh, it's Charlotte's vlog. You
It's
know?
Xmas.
I love the song that's on the intro to your vlog. It's so catchy. Every time it's on, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
The most catchy one. Do you watch Sid now?
Yes. Oh, I love it.
So alive,
Make it last forever.
That's where that's from because you guys always sing it and I don't watch them.
Surrendering.
hold tight,
hold tight.
I know it and I've never seen it.
Is the vlog channel one different?
No, the vlog channel one is
vlog
channel.
It's really.
I like me better when I'm with you. Yes. Welcome to our vlog channel.
Yeah. See, I've
Really,
just started
really loud
YouTube.
audio.
It's like screaming
my
in my ear.
That's what people feel like when they listen to this.
So yeah, top tip if you're starting a YouTube channel, make sure you have a catchy intro because
They were thinking of changing it, weren't they? So now, and I was like, no, don't.
Don't. I love it. I always I'm like so alive.
if I can get Meg listen to it, I'm like, oh, she's listening to
Yeah.
Yeah, I always hear that and now I know where it's from.
I'm obsessed with YouTube at the minute.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
always
it.
a YouTube fan.
Yeah.
I don't know who to watch anymore.
Yeah,
Does anyone watch Desi Perkins?
No.
I used to, but
Oh, she's just trying to get ready with me with Victoria Beckham. It's
She
really
what?
good. She did a get ready with me with Victoria Beckham. It's so
I'll watch
good.
that later.
Yeah,
Is it long?
It's like 30 minutes.
Love.
So yeah, it's a good one.
I love a long video.
Oh, I
you know when you
do.
know it's long, so you go and get your
Yeah.
cuppa,
Yeah,
your
sit in bed.
bickies.
Literally the Shane Dawson series. Did you
Oh,
watch
I'm not
that?
into
I'm
Shane
so
Dawson.
sad it's
The
over.
last episode was really. It was actually quite.
It made me feel
I
like I can
felt
get my
quite
shit
emotional,
together.
though.
I love it.
I did.
Hey, I did. It made me want to cry.
I was like, oh.
I love Shane Dawson so much.
I like Shane Dawson.
I've met
always
him.
loved him.
I met him like
Oh.
I met him like 4 years ago when literally no one knew who he was, and now he's like
Really?
blown up into this.
Shanae.
Oh yeah, literally the OG.
I don't really watch American YouTubers.
Oh,
I don't as much. The only person I love is A-Dubs if you were looking for like someone funny
yeah,
to
she's
watch.
funny.
Mm.
I watch loads of like American like gym people. I don't know.
That's
if you
random.
do. No, like do you know Whitney Simmons? She's really good. She does like loads of stuff with Gymshark. She does like good videos on YouTube.
I'm kind of at the minute not watching anyone on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't really watch
I'll
YouTubers.
pull up the homepage and then I'll be like, I'll click on something and I'll be like, oh, a bit bored.
I watch your vlogs all the
Oh.
time and your videos.
I watch your vlogs when I'm in it.
Just kidding. That's
No, I always.
understandable.
It's weird because it's like I'm watching my friends, so it's like I already know what you've been doing, but then I'm like, oh, I just see what she put in the vlog.
Sometimes I watch Demi Donnelly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love her.
I
got
really
a
like
number?
her. No way.
Shout out Demi.
Oh my, is she going to listen to the podcast?
Do you
I
what?
actually
What did you say?
messaged
Demi
her for
Donnelly.
our magazine
Yeah, what
and
about?
she
What did you
didn't
say?
I've got a number.
Oh.
Right,
I was
Charlotte,
showing her the other
can we
night.
interview her for the magazine? We messaged her on Instagram, she didn't reply.
Oh, has she seen it?
Yeah, she saw it.
Oh, Demi, come on. No,
Shy.
to be fair, she prefers
guessing
voice
she's-
notes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Charlotte, drop her a
Shout
voice
out.
note.
Let's voice note her.
Just name drop Charlotte. And she'll
Can we
reply.
name drop like Sid and Elle in this
Oh, fuck
in
off.
this podcast? Who else have we mentioned? Shane Dawson. He's going to listen to it.
I don't know.
Loads of
A
people.
lot of the time I just watch. This is really embarrassing, but I was gonna buy Sims 4 University the other day, so I thought I'm gonna watch a bit of gameplay.
I do.
Yeah, I love watching
I watch
game
gameplay.
videos.
I love a game video.
I
every now
do.
and then.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
I
do.
do.
No shame, no.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
I
can
watch
sit there for
gameplay.
hours and be like,
And it's like
used to
house
really
build, and I'll just
long.
watch it, and it's like.
honestly. But I have to find someone who's not got an annoying voice. Because
Yeah.
if it's someone with a really
Yeah.
high pitch, like,
And a lot of them have annoying voices.
Does anyone watch Nikki tutorials?
Used to,
No.
but I get bored of
I'm
like
over
makeup stuff.
the makeup stuff.
Oh, see, I still love it.
That's good.
Do you watch like vlogs and stuff?
Yeah, I'm more of
Yeah.
a vlog gal
I
at the minute.
mostly watch vlogs. Yeah.
With fashion, like I love
Yeah.
fashions videos, like hauls and stuff.
Yeah.
oh, I love a haul.
I love a
Yeah.
haul,
Yeah,
PLT,
that's
That's all I've been watching
Misguided.
recently is hauls. I've
Yeah,
been
did
watching
you? Has anyone
Dangerous.
watched
Lucy
Sid and Elle's
Wood.
Misguided? Like going out stuff. That's really
Yeah, I
good.
think I watched that the other day.
Your one the other you put on the other week when it was.
Me and Megan
Yeah.
fly dresses. Yeah.
That was
I want to
lovely.
do that again, but with a good.
With an actual good one where I don't feel like shit afterwards.
Yeah, we actually find cause actually need
Nasty
some
Gal
dresses.
has some paying options at the minute.
Yeah, we should have done it for Black Friday.
Yeah, we should have Cyber Monday
Cyber
today.
Monday
Cyber
today.
What does that even mean?
I
Yeah,
don't
what
know.
does that even mean?
I don't know, but I know that I'm skint. So
Yeah, like-
yeah,
literally.
same. So I can't.
can't really.
Klarna.
Klarna.
Oh,
Clear
don't,
Pay.
because I'm always in debt with Klarna, honestly.
I just paid Klarna off the other day.
I've got about 60 quid on Klarna at the minute.
She is a naughty girl, man.
I hate Klarna.
Bit.
You know, there's a new thing where you can like pay Klarna back in installments.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Clear pays every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes me by surprise. What the hell? Why did £18.33 come out of the bank?
Yeah, I haven't done ClearPay.
Yeah, I
Klarna never works for me.
Why?
No, never.
Why not?
Probably because you've got a bad
Credit
credit
score.
score.
Oh.
Wait, why would I have a bad credit score?
I don't know.
I was joking. I was joking.
Taking money out.
I got worried that I was like, oh no, what have I done?
The thing is, I do panic about that.
I do.
I'm always like, have I got? How do you know what your credit score is?
No,
Because
we won't really
Can't
have
have
one.
one, I don't.
No, it's because we will all have student bank accounts, won't we?
Yeah, like
I haven't.
you're paying
Yeah,
back
what?
your student loan is.
Sure, you will.
I haven't.
You will.
I've just got a reward current account.
You will have a
Why?
student account. You surely you will.
You don't have to.
You will. I swear.
That's mad.
Yeah, that is really weird.
But like you, because that means you don't. Do you not have like a big overdraft?
I don't have an overdraft.
No, that'll be
same.
why.
Oh my god.
I know Carrie didn't when she was at uni.
I don't
Some
trust
people don't.
myself
do.
with an overdraft.
I have an
so-
overdraft, but touch wood. Never got into it. 'Cause my
Whoa.
mum would
Really?
literally
Oh my
kill me. My mum would
goodness.
literally.
Do you have to pay interest on yours or not? Is yours
I've
free?
almost maxed mine out.
Have you?
Yeah.
That would stress me out.
Yeah, I
It does.
physically can't because like I can't afford my rent if not. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, really?
yeah,
I
like
suppose it's a good option then if you need
Mm.
it.
yeah.
Because I mean, while you're young,
That's
and
why
while you
it's
don't really
there
have any
for
responsibilities,
students.
you may as well
Mm.
get one. But
Yeah.
I'm just don't trust myself.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, your credit score is like we don't really have one at the moment because we.
Isn't it to do with like if you've got direct debits and stuff?
Uh,
Because I've got direct debits
I've
with
got
the
direct
gym.
debits with the gym.
I think so, or it's more like if you're like we'll get one when we start paying back our loan,
Yeah.
Oh god.
and it's just like how good you are at paying money
Yeah.
back. So like if you miss Klarna payments, then it affects your credit score.
I've never missed a Klarna. I've missed a Spotify before.
Oh, no,
I've
that's
missed
fine.
a gym one
That's
before, and they're
fine.
threatened to send debt collectors
That's
to my
got
house.
nothing to do with it. I don't think. I've missed stuff like that all the time.
Did anyone open a Help to Buy ISA?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Ooh.
Have you all got
It's
one?
only because I don't really know what. I don't want to sound controversial, but I just didn't really understand.
Have you not opened Twitter recently? Everyone's just getting.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
It's
I
over
just
now.
think, why are you telling
Has
me?
it?
I'm-
Was the deadline
Its
been?
deadline's already been. But I
Yeah,
saw,
it was the other
saw
day.
there was that lifetime ISA.
Josh.
So it's not
Yeah,
like,
there's like a new one.
Yeah.
life's not. Maybe I'll have a house one day.
Twitter's stressing me out at the minute. I don't know about anyone else, but I open Twitter and all I see is people just getting on each other.
Get a bank account. Vote
Register to
Labour.
vote Labour, literally, and I'm like, everyone,
True that.
even Facebook, everything is just so like controversial. Everyone's just
political,
kicking off at each other. It's so toxic.
I'm looking forward to it all being over.
I am.
Yeah.
proper.
I keep
When is
forgetting there's an actual election and it's
Yeah.
next
it's
week.
next week.
Oh, shit.
It's literally next.
Next
week.
Friday we're gonna have a new.
Are
Prime
you all
Minister,
voting here?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already voted.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you've got a
post
post-it.
it.
Yeah. Make sure you head down to your local
Where is it
place.
here?
Yeah, where do you go?
Some weird care home.
Yeah, ours is at a care home, but it's pretty
elderly
much
care
like
home.
close by. So
I
they're
have to
just
go
in
to
random
my
places.
old school, so when I walk
Mine's
in,
in
I'm
a
like triggered. I'm like,
Mine's in a random house in the street. It's
Oh,
really
that's
weird.
weird.
What the hell?
It's really weird.
In my school used to be one.
As if it's next week. That's so
That is-
scary.
yeah.
I am very intrigued to see the result.
I'm
though.
scared. I'm actually
I-
scared.
It's annoying because like Twitter and stuff makes you think it's gonna label
I
Every,
think
like,
it's
literally.
So like
It happens every
trying
time.
to instill stuff at your brain, and it's like.
I
oh
think
my God.
people are putting shit on Twitter that isn't necessarily true, and they put it on like this NHS thing. Everyone's so worried about the NHS, and like how much do we know is actually genuinely true?
Yeah, that's why you need to read about it
Yeah,
yourself.
That's what I do. I just
Read the
Read up your
actual.
facts. I'm gonna have a read.
Not
'cause
like
don't
I
have
actually
no-
have done this yet, because politics fries my brain. So I'm probably the worst person to be like, yeah, check your facts, because I don't. But by the time the election is, I will.
Yeah.
definitely.
See what you agree with more. That's why I honestly think just read
Yeah.
what you whatever and see where your priorities lie and whether the party does like
I just don't, because you don't know what
care
people,
about it.
if any of it's actually true.
So the only thing is, my granddad said to me the other day that the NHS has been being privatised since he was 18 years old.
I don't think the
it hasn't
NHS
happened yet.
I genuinely
This
don't.
is why I'm so confused, because it's like, how can people just say that the NHS is getting privatised? If
I
it's been happening for,
genuinely.
like, my granddad's like 70.
I don't think the NHS is ever going to go anywhere. I genuinely don't think that will ever
I
happen.
think
mean-
people would be why? I think it'd be stupid to get rid of it.
I don't think it ever
Well,
will.
not get rid of it, but you know what I mean. Like,
I don't think it ever will.
but I do think we take it for granted.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think people need to be more smart about when they use it, because
Like the
if-
paracetamol
if you're
thing.
going to the doctors when you've got a headache, piss off.
I
Like,
literally
go get
did
yourself
that the
a
other week.
Yeah, but you have brain scans.
Yeah, I
and
have
I
actually.
I have actual migraine tablets, so we're an
Yeah.
exception.
That's why I've been putting off my migraines as well because I always feel like
Yeah,
stupid
but think,
No,
'cause-
yeah.
migraines are serious, because you literally migraines are serious. So
Yeah.
don't panic.
But think about the amount of students, for example, who get like they're sick like twice, and they're like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm literally dying," and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, no. But
Mhm.
then think about that you've just said there. You feel like you don't have a valid reason
yeah.
to go, but you could have, not like I'm saying, but
Yeah.
you could genuinely have something wrong with you, but you feel like you can't because
Yeah.
of waiting times or whatever.
But that's because people are using it when they've got a
Yeah, you've
cold.
got no and the
Yeah.
paracetamol thing. People going to the doctors to get
Yeah.
like
Free paracetamol, just go. It's about 40p for a box.
literally just get
Just
And
get
Wilco.
Yeah,
In
literally.
Wilco, it's a Wilco, or just own brand Tesco, whatever.
Yeah.
Does the
whatever
job, it
supermarket
does
you
the
shop
job.
at. Like,
Treat yourself.
God, sorry to get so deep, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I think
really
if you,
tricky.
I've been seeing loads of stuff. If you look at what state the NHS is actually in right now,
Yeah.
like, because people say it, but you don't actually know. Like, I think, and then there's loads of stuff that's like interviews with GPs and
Yeah,
people that are actually working in the NHS, and it makes you realise what's actually going on.
Yeah.
it's sad. It is very
Because people are like,
sad.
oh yeah, the NHS is struggling, but you don't actually know.
No.
And
Has
then when
anyone-
you-
so overworked?
Has anyone seen that interview with? I don't know who it is. She's someone from the Conservative Party, and it's like, we're gonna get 50,000 more nurses, and then she's like,
Yeah.
yes, but the people on Good Morning are like, yeah, but 19,000 of them are already like in the NHS being nurses, so how are you gonna get 50,000 more or whatever? And then she's like, yeah, but we're gonna get 50,000 more, and then she's like,
How?
where are you getting them from if 19,000 of them
I
are
saw
already
that.
there?
I saw that it was like Boris Johnson went to this hospital like they do to try and like promote himself, and he was talking to these nurses, and this nurse was saying how she's maybe she was a student nurse, but she was just saying how she works all these hours, she's got no money, like she's overworked, she's exhausted, and then he was just trying to be like, yes, well, we're putting money in, we're going to like, and she was like, what are you actually going to do though? And then he was like, and then he was like, we're going to make sure there's about 50,000 more nurses. And she was like, where are you getting them from? Is there like a magic nurse tree or something? And I was just like, yeah. So,
Yeah, and when he was saying on that debate that he was getting, wasn't it like 60 more
Yeah.
hospitals or something? When
and he's actually only like 6.
Where are you
yeah.
gonna put them then?
Yeah, the actual stats say he.
But vote for who you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't listen to
Read
us.
up.
vote who you want.
No.
Read up. I'm gonna read up.
Everyone
I'm gonna
lies.
read
Everybody lies. That's what I've been saying. It's almost like I don't want to vote for anyone. I'm gonna vote because it counts. But it's almost like you don't know who to trust because they all chat shite.
Yeah, that's
do
why.
you not remember the whole Brexit thing? When
Yeah,
Brexit.
literally.
There was that Brexit bus and it had all these quotes on it that was like
A lie.
about the NHS and it was all just bollocks.
Yeah.
Like what? What have we?
I-
We've not seen any of it.
I think I'm voting based on where my beliefs most align, who my beliefs
Yeah.
most align with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that all of these policies that people are promising are going to come true, because I don't believe that. But if there's someone that wants to plant 2 billion trees by 2040, I want to vote for that person because that's what they believe in, and I believe in that.
Yeah,
So
even if it's not physically possible for them to do, that's what he or she wants.
I feel like we need to wrap up there, guys. Yeah. Do you want 54 minutes?
That's good. That's good for having no topic.
Yeah, literally, we just chat shit.
Gone well. I quite liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that was enjoyable anyway, like considering we
Get your mind off
Yeah.
things. Listen to us first.
Considering we've not had anything really to say.
Yeah.
We've done pretty well to fill
Yeah.
55 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, well done us.
Festivities, phobias, you know,
Yeah.
you name it.
Toes.
Toes.
That should be our
Fluffy
title.
flip
Oh yeah,
flops.
toes. Oh yeah.
That should be
Fluffy
our title.
flip flops exist.
Yeah, literally, that's so good.
Yeah.
God.
Right.
Get in touch with us on our Instagram at the S Word Pod if you want us to talk about anything in specific next week. And yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
And
listening.
we will
Flip side.
catch you all next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
This out.
Amazing.
Episode 3. Recorded.